Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. So, guys, there's rumors that Benavidez and Andrade, not rumors, but actually there's a sources saying that the fight's done. Quite credible sources saying the fight is a go for November. If that is true, that's a great fight. Congratulations to both fighters. Benavidez, obviously, he's recently fought Caleb Plant. So clearly Benavidez has got he's already managed to make a big fight. This would be another big fight and a step in the right direction, and Andrade would finally get somebody a big fight. Although I think it might have come a bit of I think it might have come a bit late for Andrade. Andrade has been pretty inactive. A lot of people, I think, when did he fight last? He fought a guy that you would say was not a top tier fighter. And, you know, he looked okay. I thought he got knocked down with a body shot in that fight, which obviously I think got called a slip or whatever, but I think it was a legitimate body shot. But putting that to one side, you know, I think Andrade now isn't the fighter he was maybe 5, 6 years ago. And I think inactivity, old age, and injuries as well, I don't think has helped him. So this is an opportunity for Andrade. I hope he gets paid a lot of money because, you know, unfortunately, you know, I don't think he's had the career that he could have potentially had with the talent that he had. Unfortunately, he didn't really get those big fights, whether it was his fault or, you know, the other guy's faults. But, you know, I just feel that his career has never really taken off. And for a guy with the kind of talent that, you know, he had and how high people spoke about him, you know, fighters in the sport used to speak so highly of Andrade and say this guy's a real talent. You know, people like Keith Thurman, people like that, you know, like that, who have a lot of knowledge about boxing, you know, held Andrade in very high regard. Unfortunately, Andrade's career, just like I said, it just never has taken off. So I'm happy for him if this come off for him, that he finally gets a big fight and he finally gets an opportunity, you know, against somebody that we would so-called an elite fighter. Unfortunately, I'm not sure he wins the fight. So that might be the end of Demetrius Andrade if he was to lose. I saw an interview recently where he was with Danny Jacobs, I think ex-trainer, saying that, you know, we're going to get Andrade where he deserves, back to the top. I just don't know whether it's come at the right time. I think it might have come at a wrong time for him. And a time where, unfortunately, I just don't know whether he can beat. There was a point where I thought Andrade would beat Benavidez. But just the way Benavidez has looked in his last couple of fights, I mean, especially his last fight against Plant, he really impressed me. The way he dominated Plant, I didn't think he would be able to do what he did to Plant, to be honest. He dominated him and beat him comfortably. You know, Plant, you know, was really struggled in that fight. And I think Benavidez is young. He's in his prime. He's bigger than Andrade. He's got fast hands. I think he's got a better boxing ability than what I initially thought. And I think this is going to be a very tough fight. I would have, like, maybe a couple, 3, 4 years ago, I might have said that, you know, Andrade has a chance of outboxing David Benavidez. Unfortunately, I'm not so sure he does now. I think Benavidez might wear Andrade down and take him out late, because if we look at Andrade, you know, just look at some of the fighters that he's fought. Like his last fight, he didn't look exactly great. Then he fought what's his name, Liam Williams, and I felt he had a bit of trouble in that fight. People, you know, people with an agenda say that, oh yeah, well, he won every round. That doesn't mean that he looked good. I mean, he should be winning every round. He's a better boxer than Liam Williams. It's how you're looking in those rounds. The fact that Liam Williams at times wobbled him and he looked like he uncomfortable. That's a sign that, okay, Liam Williams isn't seen as a top tier fighter. Benavidez is. So now Benavidez would expose those weaknesses a lot greater than what someone like Liam Williams would. And also, Liam Williams is a smaller guy. In my opinion, Andrade's a bigger guy. Benavidez is way bigger than Andrade. You know, let's not forget, David Benavidez is a guy that is a natural 168 and probably is too big for the weight. A lot of people call David Benavidez a weight bully because they think he's too big and he should be fighting at a higher weight class. So when you combine everything and you add everything up, you know, you'd probably say, look, Benavidez is going to win this fight. He's young, he's in his prime, he's the bigger man. He's got a lot better boxing ability than what people give him for. Although Andrade might be the better boxer, you'd probably still have to say that if we look at it and we look at it where they are in their careers, this time really does favor Benavidez to win this fight. And not just win this fight, I think he could make a statement as well. Because like I said, I think Demetrius Andrade, unfortunately, probably isn't that guy at this point in his career. you know, and I just don't think when you're inactive and you're a fighter with natural gifts like Andrade did have maybe 5, 6 years ago, even 10 years ago, those start to diminish as you get older. The foot speed, the hand speed, the movement, the stamina, all of that you need, that Andrade style requires, is only going to diminish as you get older. And I'm not so sure that he's been active enough with his age. I just don't know whether he's going to be able to get through a fight with David Benavidez. I think Benavidez might be too big, too powerful, too strong, and he might wear Andrade down in that fight. Don't get me wrong, Andrade might outbox him for a couple of rounds, but I just don't know that he'll be able to do it long enough, you know, in order to get a victory over someone like David Benavidez. Benavidez obviously has proven that he is the real deal. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's going to be a tough night for Demetrius Andrade. What do you guys think happens in this fight? I'm glad the fight's been made. I'm glad Andrade's going to get paid well. I'm glad David Benavidez gets another opportunity against another, you know, top fighter. So again, you know, it's incentive for both guys. If Benavidez was to lose, you know, Benavidez can come again. If Andrade was to lose, you'd probably say that would be the end of Andrade at top level. I mean, he's probably not going to be getting another big fight. Or no, who knows? Maybe Andrade might then start to get some more big fights because people would have seen that he's been beat. There's a weakness there. You know, if he wins, obviously Andrade opens the door for himself for big fights. He puts himself in contention for a Canelo fight. I think that, again, you know, there was one point where a lot of people were shouting up the rooftops for Canelo to fight Demetrius Andrade. I think that has stopped. But I think if he was to beat David Benavidez, I think that would obviously all of a sudden rise again. I think people would want to see that fight again. So I think that's an incentive. You know, Demetrius Andrade always talks about Canelo. You know, he's always slating Canelo. So this is an opportunity for, you know, Andrade to put himself back in the Canelo sweepstakes. But yeah, leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.